My two Kawasaki GPX750Rs are both 1989s, and to be honest, I'm pretty impressed that they've lasted this long, especially this one. And I think back, how many things do I still have in my life from 1989? Not many, not many at all. We're going to ride today, and you can join us on this ride on this good old motorcycle in 4K. Adjust your device. It is absolutely hard to believe how nice the weather's been lately, and considering that a couple of months ago it was raining almost every day, we have just hit a period of weather, and I want to enjoy every ride. Hope you'll come along, ride along with us. So every time I ride a bike, each bike brings up some different memories for me, and I'm looking back to the days when these bikes were new, and I can remember clearly I wanted one and I didn't have the money at the time. There was a lot of things I was dealing with back then that didn't allow me to have one of these. I always had the GS, but I wanted to add one of these, and that never happened until a lot later in life. But that's why I treasure this bike. I treasure both of them, and I try to pre-flight them. I try to ride with wild abandon, of course, but within safety limits. I love the Muzzy muffler. Oh man, I've got a whole handful of mufflers stacked up, but that's the one that's quiet in the populated areas and an Indy car as soon as you get on it. And of course the fish, all the chores in the yard. I like to have a lifestyle where I do everything I have to do before I go out on a ride, and when I come home I just want to get my feet up and relax. But so far we've been working on the farm every day. We got roses in the back blooming now. We've got just every possible thing. We added a lot of flowers this year. We added a lot of labor, and my labor. The egg rocks around the edge of the pond, another labor of love. But that's one of the things Karen and I do together that we enjoy. And so I'm getting a final weather report before we head out on the open road, and it is bright, sunny, and probably 80 degrees by lunchtime. So we should have a wonderful ride today. And as I'm headed out to the riding area where I enjoy riding, I'm just thinking to myself, 1989 again. How many things did I have in 1989? Not many. No toasters, no Rolex watches. Your shoes wear out, everything wears out. And the fact you have something this old, you gotta take care. So one of the areas I really like, it's in the Faison Lakes area. There's several lakes here. They all have little back roads you can explore on. I think this is a private village, but I'm not sure. They never stop you. And people seem very friendly. They're walking dogs and just the nicest people. And I always stop, do a couple of photo shoots. Sometime you can see, if the water's calm, you can see the bike reflecting off the water or whatever. And it's a beautiful place to ride. Keep it in mind if you're in the area. Faison Lakes. Now, when we were riding with Fast Mike's friend Jojo, he wanted to know, after we went through this area, there's some beautiful homes. He says, I don't care about the roads. What do these people do for a living? Well, to be honest, I don't know. But if I had to take a wild guess, there'd be some black limos out in the back of the building. I guess. I don't really know. And one of the things about this bike, one of the features that's held up well, it's got an air shock in the back, adjustable of course, and those anti-dive forks, which I don't know, they're a little bit hokey as far as I'm concerned. But the suspension in general, over the years, has held up really well. You can ride this bike in a spirited way, and it doesn't seem unnecessarily harsh. It's comfortable in a lot of ways. Now, when I did the restoration on this, in my mind I had a lot of different things I was thinking of for a custom paint job, And then I thought, my good friend Kent Tyser had just gotten, not long after I got this bike, had gotten a Camaro, and he had to pick between the year he got, there was only two choices, red and green. He picked the green. I saw some pictures of it, and I just loved the color. And when I did it in real life, I just couldn't believe how good the color is. It's a standard Camaro color. I don't know what year, but it's one of the first years they came out with the new Camaros. Now, a lot of things make the bike very nimble handling. Of course, a 16-inch front wheel, number one. I do have the forks lowered on this bike quite a bit too. I don't know the exact amount. They've been up and down so many times. But I've finally gotten it to exactly where I want it. And the back roads where I ride, this bike is just a pleasure to ride. It never disappoints, and it's so much fun going through the gears. Now, there's so much nice scenery in this part of the country. It's a wonderful time of the year. And the Canada geese have their young. And even in the town of Rutherford, we have, this is what you see all over the place. It's not unusual at all, but up in this area where the lakes are, wow, there's just geese everywhere. You wonder, how many geese are there in the world anyway? A lot, that's for sure. And we had an epidemic of them years back, but it seems like the government, I don't know what they did, or they're under control right now. And if you look back over my channel for the restoration videos of this bike, you'll remember how much Bondo there was. This bike was not in great shape when I got it. Seems like the Bondo has held up pretty well, but I don't want to call the devil here either. Now, because the back wheel and the front wheel are not the same on this, it's a 16-inch front wheel, you have a limited selection of tires now if you're looking to get a matched set of tires. And I have gone back and forth with Dunlops and Bridgestones, but the best ones for me, and they seem to last a reasonable amount of time, are the Pirelli Sport Demons. And the good thing about it is you can get them in the sizes that you need for when you have a bike with odd size wheels like these bikes tended to be. So one of my plans for the future might be, I don't know, I have a whole additional set of bodywork and a spare gas tank and a spare set. I have a whole bike. What am I talking about? But I had thought of making a red and black one, very similar to what the stock bike was. And it might be a future project, I don't know, but having that bodywork, this, of the two sets of bodywork, this was the better of the two. And even this one required a lot of Bondo, a lot of filling, a lot of grinding. But in the end, it all worked out fine, and having that spare set of bodywork right now is a good feeling. And the bike now officially has 39,000 miles on it. The motor is as solid as a Rolex watch, doesn't burn any oil. And it is just amazing to me how good the Kawasaki engines seem like they're so over-engineered. All of them that I have, they are just bulletproof engines. I guess the people at Kawasaki over the years figured out how to make these things pretty indestructible. And one of the things always makes a ride more enjoyable on any of the bikes that I get to use the radar detector on. The Valentine radar detector has been with me for so many years. It has saved me so many times, and thank you, Mr. Valentine. And my two GPXs, they are a wonderful part of my collection. And I'm so happy to have them because, again, back in the day, I was unable to get one of my own. And when I started to assemble my collection later in life, I wanted one from every 10-year period. And I really wanted to have, this was one of the ones I really was lusting for. And it took a long time to find it. And then when I got the one from Luciano that we used for a track bike, and I got to buy this one in Patterson, and then from the two bikes, make this, I was just so happy. And to be honest, I'm still happy with it right now. It is a comfortable bike in every way. It's not a gas hog. It seems as reliable as a stone. It doesn't eat tires up. It doesn't shred tires like some of the more powerful bikes do. And it's got that wonderful sound. That sound you just want to go through the gears over and over and over as soon as you got an open road ahead of you. And it seems like, again, it's holding up well. But like everything, this day ends. And it's time to get back to the farm and see how the roses are growing, among other things, and see how Karen's doing. Now, a lot of my friends, including Guy, work on their tomatoes and their garden and their roses and everything. And every time we get together in my backyard, it's just a little bit different than the time before. And Karen and I, as I said, we really do enjoy gardening together. On a day like today, all the time I spent restoring this motorcycle, all the time I spent polishing and painting and buffing and whatnot, it all pays off. And it doesn't pay for today, it pays for the rest of my life. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.